Hello again and welcome. Again, this is CSS848 Principles of Security Practice and Management. My name is Dr. Ashibi Jacob Eneji, your course facilitator. Well, in this lesson, we are quickly going to be looking into theories of security. Theories of security. We'll be taking a very quick look into four theories, all right, outlined right there. First one is the theory of realism, theory of liberalism, game theory, and the social constructivism. All right, so these four theories, we'll be analyzing them one after the other. So let's begin with the intended learning outcomes for this lesson. It's quite a brief one. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to express adequate knowledge about the various theories of security. Okay, remember there are four theories, and so at the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain them, to express adequate knowledge on them. So let's take the first theory, which is the theory of idealism, right? The theory of realism. Sorry. Okay, so the theory of realism. The theory of realism. The major proponents of this theory are Niccolo Machiavelli, Thomas Hobbes, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and Max Weber. All right, these are just a few of the proponents of this theory. The major thesis of this theory is that military power, economic power, preservation of territorial integrity, and sovereignty are the central ideas surrounding national security. That nations begin to pursue their national security based on these core elements. That these are the central ideas, all right, surrounding national security. That states seek security in an anarchic international system because of the belief that the main threat to their well-being comes from other states, right? From other states. So they try to protect all of these elements, right, just to be safe, believing that the threat to their security will come from other external states, all right. The threats are externally based, and so they tend to maintain all of these elements in order to be secured. As simple as that. Okay. Alright, so let's move on to the next. Again, like I said, we are just hitting the nail on the head. We are being very brief with these theories, and so you can read more on your study material. Alright, so the next is the theory of liberalism. The theory of liberalism. This theory is associated with John Locke, right, as a major proponent. That is the man we're talking about right there. And the major thesis of this theory is that countries function in a peaceful environment occasioned by peaceful handling of dispute, and it saw security as a collective responsibility of the international community. Okay, now the key word here about this theory is about peaceful coexistence, and that security is a global thing. To them, the only justifiable form of government was the republican government, a condition of constitutional rule where even monarchs ruled according to the law. All right, so before they go to war, it's a difficult thing because they want peace. Okay, and so for these theorists, they advocate the use of republican government. Republican states to them were what they call peace builders, that it is only Republican states that can maintain peace. That is, they were more inclined into peaceful behavior than other sorts of states. To them, every state coexists peacefully, all right. The central point is peace, and that security is a collective responsibility of the international community. They recommended or agitated for a republican government. All right, they recognized the republican government as the peace builders. this theory is all about peaceful coexistence. Okay, that without peace, security will not be guaranteed. Alright, so let's move on to the next theory. Before we do that, let's take our first class activity. Write short notes on the following theories of security. We just explained realism and liberalism. Okay, like I said, you need to read again in your study material just to get more facts about these two theories to be sure that you are well grounded. Alright, so let's look into the next theory, the game theory, as the name implies, game. And you can see the image here, two persons are playing this game. So the game theory is all about interaction, right? Interactive decision making. It's a theory that says whatever the outcome is from any society is a product of that interaction between two or more persons. So interaction must happen between two or more persons, like you have it here, and those making the interactions are termed players. Just like you have in a game, you have players, and so in that interaction, the people taking that decision are the players. All right, so in any situation, an outcome depends on the choices of two or more decision makers. Decision makers are called players. Like I said, players' decision leads to outcomes. Outcomes can surface as compromise or conflict. Where the decision taken is in line with what is on the table, it is termed compromise. All right. Where it is not in line, it is termed conflict. There's actually going to be conflict. All right. This theory has a lot of influence on the study of deterrence. On the study of deterrence. Why is that? That is because, for instance, if the youths are willing to go to war, all right, they may need to consult some people to decide whether to go to war or not. And so, usually it is the decision of those people that matters. For instance, we have the governors, we have the president, we have even traditional rulers. All of those are major game players in taking decisions. So when they meet, they become key players, and whatever they decide stands. And so the security of any nation is determined by the interactive decision of those key players. Alright, so let's look at the last one, which is social constructivism. This theory is associated with Copenhagen School. Alright, is a major proponent. To him, security is a social construction. Security could be understood as the preservation of a group's core value. Right, whatever a group holds in high esteem becomes what should be secured. All right, and so social interactions between actors define security in concrete terms, as these individuals interact within themselves and decide on what they hold at high esteem. Whatever they hold at high esteem becomes the main term, all right, the main issue of security, and such must be secured. It could be sectoral, it could be regional, security complex, and securitization of valuables. All right, so security here is a social construct. It is whatever the group decides that must be secured. As simple as that. So it has to do with group interaction on identifying what they cherish most, and of course protecting it. As simple as that. Alright, so let's take our second class activity. Express your understanding of the game and social constructivism theory. Those are the simple. This topic is quite a simple one, but I encourage you to read more in your study material in order to get more facts. Okay. Alright, so thanks for watching. If you have any question, as usual, please feel free, send them across to me, and I will be very happy to respond to them. Again, I will see you in the next class. Bye for now.